the Seahawks go 3-0.
John leading an interception.
Peña's gonna have more touchdowns than Lulu.
Hi, and welcome to DD Live, Season 16, Episode 1. Yours truly, Angel Camacho, your host, is here with a slightly different look to the trio. And we're going to give one of your very own, one of Miami's finest, one of 305's finest, a chance to fill that seat. We're, what would you say, after Mikey deserted us, what would you say, Perra, that we are? We're like Good Morning America. And we're just trying to find, or like sort of like what Regis and Kelly did, what they did, started like rotating people in.
Oh, with the Michael Strahan.
You're not Michael Strahan, but you know, who was the one that ended up winning that one? I don't even know who's on the show anymore. But Piki, welcome. Thank you for coming on with us and gracing us with your knowledge. And last but not least, Season 15's MVP, Season 15 champion, the one, the only, the man, Jose Playoff P. Perra Guerra.
He's real. He's real. He showed up finally. Never mind. My captain finally showed up.
Your captain showed up?
Yeah,
you put on a performance not only on the field during the playoffs, but off the field at Flanagan's. And I want to commend the entire Jaguars team for their effort, their valiant effort, not only on the field, but off the field. Because if there was one team that they rocked on the field and off the field, it was the Jaguars. It was wild.
Yeah.
And I think that many teams now covet the star, not only for the allure of the star, but just to party, just like the Jaguars did.
It was definitely something.
And speaking of the Jaguars, it's only fitting that, not only get your flowers, but that your captain, your number one, your horse gets added onto this. And we want to give a welcome to the show to the Truce Deli, AJ Truce Deli. AJ, please don't be shy of the camera. This is your moment.
What's
How
up?
does it feel, my boy? How does it feel? You got your star.
How does what feel?
Wake
it was
up,
easy.
AJ. It's been 4 months, but wake up.
Chill, bro.
It's real, boy.
It was easy,
it
bro.
happened.
It was easy. I'm going for back to back.
You're going back to back. We're going to get to that. We don't want to talk about the Lions at all in this segment. We're just going to talk about the Jaguars for the first couple of minutes. So, Piki, I think that outside of yourself, one of the most scrutinized players in this league is Perra. He has many nicknames, Playoff P, one of them. But the question was always, is Perra going to show up for the playoffs? What was your take seeing him on the field as you were one of those that were able to witness his greatness on that grand day in Tropical Park?
I think I saw what everybody saw all season long. And I think that's the one piece from the little time that I've been around here that everybody kept alluding to that was missing, was that consistency factor with Perra. It didn't matter what team he was on because he always drops. You're getting a tier end of 4, beginning of 5, middle of the pack 5 player as your quarterback. So his rosters have always been a little bit more appealing when it comes to weapons. And I think this time around, he just stayed consistent from week 1 all the way through. I think he found what worked, that little fake handoff to Ernie, having his 1 or 2 reads, the home run play. And I think they just put it all together and just stayed consistent with it.
Perra,
I agree.
You agree with that? This is history right here in the making. I got Perra and Piki agreeing to things. All right, so this is history in the making. Now, but Perra, listen, and be honest, and it's okay. Shake yourself off, enjoy the cloud, enjoy your moment. Because how special was it for you to actually put the haters to bed? You got your star, you put the performance in the playoffs, but not only that, how much more special does the season make it? The fact that you were also MVP, that your peers acknowledged that it wasn't by chance, it wasn't by luck, you didn't back yourself up into it, that your regular season performance matched your playoff performance, and you were able to tie a star and an MVP to the likes of, you know, your name is up there with the David Eliases that were able to get both trophies.
Yep. I mean, listen, all the credit goes to my team, my captain right here, Captain Decoy, as many would like to say. But hey, we got it done. We built a team that fit, that had plenty of energy. So I was just able to be my calm, cool self. And like it showed, and like Piggy said, the thing was just consistency. But to me, the biggest reason why we looked good was because, like, you know, people were bashing him all season long. AJ was like, listen, bro, I don't got to be the guy. If we're winning and if the play is what the play is, then that's what we're going to go after. And we abused mismatches. He led the defense, of course. You know, Ernie balled out, Flacco balled out, Chris Martinez, like everybody that was in our team last season. Not only did they obviously win, but they all improved in terms of they all got rated higher, they all got drafted higher. So, you know, and then, bro, in the playoffs, when it came down to it, our captain showed up. My problem wasn't me in previous seasons. My problem was my captain's not showing up. You know, Chris D with the little GoPro, worrying more about that. I don't know what happened. That's yeah, exactly. Then Ant forgetting to take a shit before the games, and then he's like, bro, I have to poop in the middle of the game. I'm like, bro, what do you like? It is what it is. My captain showed up when we needed him, and hey, he got the job done.
Hey, listen, on my list of excuses, having a bowel movement, I didn't have that on my bingo card. A bowel movement was on my bingo card. Yo, AJ, listen, let me ask you a question, because you as the captain of this team, and you put this team together through the hands and minds of Jose Perra. Can you answer me one thing? Throughout the season or maybe the playoffs, was there a specific moment where you felt was a defining moment of the season where you felt like, we got this? I think we could actually pull this off. And don't tell me draft
I felt like
day.
we could pull it all through.
Don't tell me
I
draft
ain't
day,
gonna
'cause
say
you're-
draft day, but I mean, I felt like that the whole season. Because I felt like that last season before Pedro traded me. I felt like we would have won if he did it. And I'm gonna continue to say that to this day. But as far as like a game defining moment, the only game I could think of is the game against the Bengals in the playoffs, because that was the only team we had a problem with. And once we handled that problem, it was smooth sailing ever since.
Now, you touched on something interesting. And for those that don't know, and those that are new to Done Deal, the previous season, season 14, Pera did one of the most craziest things you could do on a team, and you know, from the lower tiers up. He traded practically the whole team to have an arsenal of his boys, which in fact was an amazing team that he put together. The problem was that they all got injured or missed games, like about like a week, like they didn't even play a full week together. So He kind of did the whole Judas. He did the Enzo. He stabbed AJ in the back, shipped them off, shipped everyone off to like wastelands, and for nothing, because it all fell apart. All the wheels came off the bus in the following week. So for those that didn't know what happened, that's exactly what happened. Now, with that being said, and maybe sort of rekindling some feelings from 2 seasons ago, AJ, how the hell did you trust this man when you drafted him again? Because this is things that we can't talk during the season. Perra's not playing this season, so be candid with me, boy. Tell me what happened.
He learned his lesson. He won't admit it, but he learned his lesson. He gonna continue to say, I only did it so I could be the worst player on my team.
But how does that justify you picking him again? How did you know that he so you felt like that it wasn't gonna happen again, like that Perra knew he wasn't gonna do that to you again?
Yeah. I mean, like, this is my first season. It is what it is. I get traded, blah, 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 whatever. I don't care about that. I put my trust in him again, and we pulled through.
You pulled through.
You did the smart thing by not getting rid of me.
Hindsight is 2020. Hindsight is 2020. So fair game. But Perra, were you surprised when he picked you, or you knew from the get? Because I know everyone, you know, you're in everybody's ear. You're the GM for like 4 teams now that you're not even in the league. So tell me, you knew
Nah,
he
we
was going
knew.
for you, or you were
Yeah, we
surprised? Like,
knew.
damn, this
We
guy's that
knew.
dumb to come again?
No. We knew that was the plan. Once the picks were where they were at, we're like, I told him, I was like, let's go get it, you know. And we got everybody that we wanted to get.
Peaky, am I wrong? Outside looking in, everyone thought that AJ was just crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it comes back to what he said. Like they know, they talk to each other. So I think Perra said it exactly. Like he was never the issue as his captain. He shipped off a captain thinking it was going to be the same thing, didn't win. And then AJ comes back around, redrafts him, and now it's kind of true what AJ's saying. Like Perra learned his lesson, whether he admits it or not. And I bet money Perra will never trade AJ again.
Nah, not AJ. Other captains, yeah. So beware.
but
AJ.
I say AJ, AJ got you that star. You guys hold something together. Very, very, very valuable.
Now, the final question, and this is something where, like, I know that Perra's sort of a historian of the game here at DD. He likes to fact check everything. I want to include obviously Peaky into this conversation because of his knowledge, and sort of AJ coming from the outside looking in. A lot of what gets talked in the chat is we try to compare teams against other teams or MVPs against other MVPs, and then just like we do it throughout all sports. Where can we say that this Jaguars team falls in the history of DD? In the annals of DD history, is this the best team that has won it to date? I know AJ's biased as hell and he's gonna say yes. But Perra, knowing the talent.
I don't think so.
I would argue to say it is.
I would definitely say, obviously, for 5-man purposes, it definitely is. That obviously there's no debating that. But there were some teams in 4-man that we're talking about only seasons, right?
Dominance, like sort of how a team dominated that season, not 1v1, because obviously 5v4 we can't do that. But sort of how the Jaguars went about their business throughout the regular season. They went through the playoffs. Have we seen a team like that before that, well, no, they dominated better, or is the Jaguars the standard of how you want to conduct yourself as a team throughout the DD season? And you guys manipulate here. All three of you manipulate teams here because we got three captains. We got three captains and a nobody. And I'm the nobody.
I'll start and I'll just bring this to the table. I don't remember the player standings like perfectly last season, and I know them pretty well this season. I took my draft very serious. I'm willing to bet that every single Jaguar on last season's team was ranked a lot higher this time around than they were last season. That's me. I could get like destroyed right now because I haven't looked into it or researched it, but I'm willing to bet. And why do I say this? Because I think it is indeed the best team on paper and on the field that's played since I've been here, 4 and 5-man. It may not be the sexiest because you got playoff P on the field, but he's covering tier 5s, tier 6s. He's got his glasses on. He's shaking you down the sideline. He's looking back. So it's really subjective to what you find sexy. But dominance, I think they dominated, bro. I think they really just dominated from day one all the way through. I think you guys beat the Bengals twice, right? It wasn't just one.
We lost to them twice in the regular season.
No, we only beat them in the playoffs.
Oh, you lost to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, we lost to them twice and beat them in the playoffs.
Take really weird.
Like 4-1.
But
it doesn't.
I still think you guys had, just from an IQ standpoint to a talent standpoint to even like the stature of your players, like height, and like just you guys had such a perfectly built team to where it's almost like a copycat league and everybody was trying to draft something similar this time around.
Right.
That I agree with. Like I said it before, I think it goes along with what you just mentioned. Everybody that was a Jaguars last season, whether you want to say rightly so or not, improved their ranking and improved their draft slot.
Okay. All right. Now,
not me.
Well, hold on. Now we're gonna get to you, AJ. We're gonna get to you. So,
Not me.
so you're saying that's the best Jaguars team, and we've kind of come to the conclusion here that this Jaguars team might be the best team to date, or might have been one of the most dominant teams to date. We know that the chat's gonna hold us accountable to this. Now here's the question: looking at season 16, compare your Lions to those Jaguars. How do you think your Lions would fare?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Compare my Lions to
Are you in
the
trouble?
Jaguars. Am I in trouble?
Are you in
No, I
trouble?
don't
Are the
think
Lions
so.
in trouble? No.
Nah. I think we good. I think we will be better defensively than offensively because I don't really have any. I mean, yeah, I got the second to last tier sits, but everywhere else I have people who can run and people who I think could cover. So like anybody's tier 5, my tier 5 probably faster than every tier 5 on the board.
Who's your tier 5?
And then
JJ.
I mean,
John Basford.
yeah, JJ.
Okay.
And then I don't have a tier 4. I got a tier 3 who was supposed to be a tier 2, but everybody let him fall. And then I got probably one of the fastest rushers in DD. So I feel like I'll be fine.
Okay. All right.
And
No,
I'm gonna do the same thing I
I
did
just
last
I just
year.
wanted to see where your mind was at, because
abuse it.
the initial pause was a little alarming. And sort of the feel around the league is just that the Lions are just going to be a bunch of pushovers. So the fact that you feel that confident, it's either going to determine two things. One, you're extremely biased and you're capping hard for your team, or two, you just know something that we don't.
I mean, everybody
Lions
felt
are
that
definitely
way
not going to be a
last year about
pushover.
my team.
No.
Everybody felt that way last year about the Jaguars. They thought
No. I think everyone knew after week 1 that the Jaguars were there.
I mean, we had to let them know first. Like we had to show it.
Okay.
But before the season, everybody thought that like exactly when I picked Petita at like pick 40, everybody at the draft party was like, "Whoa, what are you doing? Why are you picking him so early?" Blah blah blah. And then you look at the draft grades, you look at the standings of where we are. I think it was like a bottom 10 team.
Yeah, we're 16.
Okay.
After week 1, we
So
showed
you think
everybody
your defense
else
is better?
No, it's fine.
You
Hey,
think your
listen,
Lions
AJ,
defense is better than your Jags defense?
That's the beauty of it. When you win, you could talk your ish. You know what I'm saying? You could say what you want. But AJ,
no, I wasn't talking about my Lions defense versus my Jags defense, Peaky. I was talking about my Lions defense versus my Lions offense. I think we're better defensively than anything right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, good. No,
Because I'm just looking at player
what
for
Peaky
player.
said. I understood what Peaky said. I understood what
I
Peaky
gotta
said.
respect you. You got a star now, but I was gonna say half.
Well, AJ, we'd like to thank you for coming on the show. We appreciate you for spending some knowledge, kicking in with us. We appreciate you. Congratulations on your star. And well, after this, no, we don't have to be cordial because we're sworn enemies, and I hope you don't get another one.
Why we gotta be sworn enemies?
Because I got to get my star now. I'm not a lion. You didn't draft me.
Hey, who knows?
Hey,
You're not even there for like 40% of your games, bro.
But I'll be here. I'll be here for the playoffs. That's when it counts. That's when we turn up. And plus, there's certain advantages.
Is on the block.
There's certain advantages of drafting me. We all know I'm
I
gonna be
never
gone from the
said
Cardinals
that.
after week 1.
My boy gonna be throwing passes the first week though, yeah.
Who's throwing for the Lions though?
I don't condone this message.
Everybody.
All right, AJ. Thank you, my boy. See you this Saturday.
All right, my boy.
Later, man.
Peaky, hit me up when you want to play Apex.
I got you.
This man dropping an Apex note mid-interview. All right, gentlemen.
You
That
got
was
a star, you can
interesting.
do whatever
That's
you
enough.
want.
That's enough gloating about Perra, the Jaguars, their star that I don't have, and neither you have, Peaky. So we get to move on. And actually, fortunately, Sabina's not on the show because if not, I'd be the only idiot without a star. So you gotta look at it. Hey, it is what it is. Moving on.
I'm with you.
The next segment, best and worst teams on paper. Let's
Yikes.
start, Peaky, with you, and let's start with the
Can
best.
I start with worst or best?
You-
Okay,
You want to go with
best?
the worst first?
Whatever. I've kind of looked at this thing up and down for a
Alright,
pretty
let's go
long
with the
time
worst
now. I'm gonna go with the worst team here. Is either between Willie's team or I don't want to say the Bengals. That's like an easy, like I don't
A
want to go
cop-out?
with that. That's like, yeah. I just look at it like it's just a bunch of new
It's
people.
not a bad
So
team.
they
I
don't
just
know
think-
yet.
Yeah,
It's
it's a lot of
not.
rookies. It's a lot of rookies put together, but it's not a bad team, especially not on paper.
Right, but if I would have to go with, I would have to go with Willie's team. I'm not a big fan of like the multiple low tiers and like you know what I mean. Like I'm just not a big fan of that. I'm not gonna say Lulu's team because Lulu by himself, those first couple of games of the day it's gonna be tough to stop him alone. So I'm gonna go with Willie's team being one of the worst teams in the league.
And for those that don't know, Willie's team is
The
Peaky,
Vikings.
the Vikings. Okay.
The Vikings. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's Willie with Gary, Norman, Simply, Jack, and David Davila. Jack Mitrani, I think. I'm sorry. I think that's his name.
Right. Yeah. Jack Matrani and David Davila as his last two. Simply super solid on defense, high IQ. But then there's just those question marks.
There's a big gap there.
How much can, Gary's nasty and Willie's nasty, but how much eventually are people going to start to single out just Gary and start double teaming him and forcing you elsewhere? Yeah, I can see that the Vikings definitely
just
have
too
to
hard.
make a move. Yeah. On paper,
Yeah.
I
Too
don't see
hard.
it. So we got
Against well-bid teams is gonna be hard.
Vikings as what we would say one of the worst teams. You briefly mentioned on the Bengals, and sort of the issue with the Bengals is it's a lot of players.
It's just a lack of IQ.
Understandably. Well, you have Gerson there that he knows how to DD, and he could, and there's players there that they could manipulate it within their tiers, the advantages against the matchups. Now, but who's going to be quarterback? And the moment that Pena is the quarterback, that's your best threat in terms of whether it be as a receiver, as running. So yeah, I would say yeah, the Bengals, despite everyone there across the board being very solid players, maybe Pena can make a move or two, or someone on that team trades Pena and gets a good haul. So yeah, as it stands, Bengals, Vikings. Give me another one.
Man.
Worst, like bad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's tough because I was definitely going Vikings, and oh man, it's tough because it's 5 men. So it's even if you have a slower quarterback, it's 5 men. You can technically hide them in the middle, but man, and I know I'm probably gonna get slack for this, but I'm not a big fan of Al's team and the Falcons. It's actually a really good team given Al's standards so far in DD with the way he's drafted before.
Okay.
But I mean, it's not a well put together team. It's great individual pieces, but as a collection, Al, Little Julio Gonzalez, Josh at quarterback, which I'm sure they're gonna run the handoff game, Junior, Alabao, and Jesus.
Oh my God! Yeah, no.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So Jesus off the field. Who's going to be the safety there? Al.
Yeah, it's Al, but then who's
So in JR's on one side, and
you have
then
Josh at the other? Because I'm assuming Julio is gonna have to rush and Alabao in the middle.
right, and then what? And then what? Josh as a corner too.
It's rough. It's rough.
That's horrific.
Have you guys seen Josh's picture?
No, I love Josh's
Everyone go
picture.
to the app
Like, no.
now
Hey,
and go look at that guy's picture.
Anyone who's not seen Joshua Roliga's picture, please go to the Falcons roster webpage. I think
Wow.
I'm gonna make a new segment. Best Avi.
Yeah, best picture.
Josh has best picture. He's
Al
top two,
loved
and
it
we're
too,
not
though.
talking. He's top two. We're not even talking about top two. And to think of that Jesus is on that same team, and that's a pretty disturbing picture. But Joshua definitely takes the cake.
You know what I heard about Jesus? You'll hear it here first. If you haven't heard it in person, you'll hear it here on the segment. Is he's down 20 pounds?
That's good, bro. He can
That's
move.
interesting.
No,
He can
Jesus.
move, bro.
That's
No,
interesting.
Jesus has always been a good player, man. Jesus always been a good player. Good hands. Good hands. He's one of those stealthy chubby guys. And if he's 20 pounds short,
No, no, and I just needs to cut his hair, and he's good.
it gives him a pizzazz.
That moñito holds him back.
100%. No, best teams. So we kind of put the Falcons, the Bengals, and the Vikings at the bottom of the bottom. The top. Who we're looking at?
To me, it's gonna sound super biased because not only is his team represented on the show, but they're also one of the teams that I represented and was in constant communication with prior to the draft. But I mean, Dolphins and Biggie to me is, again, we're talking about on paper. I love that team. I love the makeup of that team. You know, it's very similar to my Jags team from last season. And I like that makeup up and down.
Just a little bit of everything.
Yeah, obviously a cerebral player and Biggie, two good lengthy corners, a good rusher in Andres and an X factor in little freaking Alex Crackhead Garcia, who doesn't freaking stop running.
Another team.
Yeah, I'm excited for him.
What
I'm gonna go with Jets.
Yeah, man. The Jets are another good team. Jets are a good team.
Jets are one of those teams that, like, you feel like they could go and sign up for a tournament, and make some noise, in like the competitive flag world, which to me, the competitive flag was a done deal. But you know what I mean? They got a really good roster. And Johan, I guess he's kind of got like that perra thing going for him now of like, they're good, but how is Johan going to play? I think eventually it's inevitable. He's going to figure out the done deal thing, and he's going to be another guy that always has 2 or 3 weapons when everybody only has 1 or 1.5. And
five
then
man,
on defense,
5 man is his game though.
Right. And defense, he's very slept on, like athletically speaking. And bro, the guy's 6 something. Like, it's not easy to throw. Like, once that field gets compressed,
you put him in
and
the
he's
middle.
just a big guy in the
Put
middle
him in the
of the
middle.
field,
You gotta
yeah,
throw.
bro.
You gotta throw around him. Just tell him to move laterally.
It's a mission. It's a mission. And then another team I really like is Devin's team.
Yeah, that was going to be
Devin's
my
team is pretty good.
that was going to be the one I was going to throw into here for like the top 3. I'm very big on the Ravens. I think that top to bottom, they have very good players at every single round. Pat as their captain. I played under Pat for the Raiders, and Pat's going to put you in a position to win. He doesn't care about personalities, narratives, what you've done in other seasons. What he thinks of you, and he's going to put you in a position to succeed. Pablo is one of the proudest men I know. That I call him Kentucky Waterfall for a reason. That man plays with so much pride, and he's had a couple bad tournaments leading up to this, and he's aware of it. He's been putting in so much time. I think that he's going to come out. He hasn't had good DD seasons. He's been put on bad teams, and he's a little sour about that. He hasn't played football in a couple months. He's having a baby due in the next month or so. So, a lot of this is his moment. This is his moment where he could capitalize. I think he's going to come out hungry. Kevin, his history speaks for itself. Kevin finds a way. Then you got Brandon Arias, slept on by everyone. Don't know how this kid is a hooper. He's 6 feet tall, six plus feet tall, very athletic. Ups, a más no poder. Then you got Devin, who just had a deep playoff run. Devin knows how to play. He knows how to play with Pat. He knows how to play with Kevin. And then your worst player is Gabriel Sanchez, which he's still one of the more athletic and lighter of the big men in the tier 6. I think that top to bottom, that is a very good team. Offensively and defensively is their strong suit. You put Brandon on one side, Kevin to rush, Pablo on the other one, Pat in the back, and Devin in the middle, or like Gabriel Sanchez in the middle. Like, that's a good team, bro. That's a good team.
I have 3 other teams that are all like the same type of team to me, and this is kind of like you're kind of crazy for saying this, but I like the Giants a lot. They have Chris D, they have Luis Fernandez, Forrest, Joel, the coach. Then they got Thomas Gomazzo, which is a sleeper little quarterback at the end of the and he showed us in the tournament what he's capable of doing. And then I also like obviously Joan's team. I think Joan tricked a lot of people. I think he's gonna play defense a little bit better than what we thought he was gonna be. And I
Definitely
think this
playing
Freddie
possum.
guy,
Definitely playing possum.
yeah, he's playing
definitely playing
possum.
possum.
And then I think that Freddie Bob's guy, like, yeah, he's a quarterback, and yeah, but I think it was all part of the plan. Now that it's like I'm looking back and I know everybody's personalities, and like I said today on the chat, Game of Thrones is in full effect. All the houses are representing. Like, I think this guy is gonna be a specimen. And he's gonna be a problem to cover, and everyone thought he was a quarterback. And then the last team is the upgraded Hialeah Patriots. They got better. You know, I hope my boy Kevin is good, bro. Like that ACL thing is no joke. I haven't talked to him in a couple days. All prayers to him and good vibes to him. But Andy coming in gives them a whole other attitude and personality.
That was actually my sleeper team.
So
pick.
those three teams are cool.
That was actually my
Those
sleeper
three
team.
teams are
pick.
cool to me.
I really, it's a team that's been slept on. I really like the Patriots because Andy can make any throw. He's most probably, arguably, maybe top 5 in terms of speed. If we do a meet in DD, he's top 5. I wouldn't. But I put him and I put Andy in that realm with Lulu, as where it's just he has the arm, he has the athletic ability. Like, don't miss, because if you miss, he's gonna make you pay. And so. And then you add Jerry's IQ, what he could bring to you on defense to solidify the defense, and his length that he could give you on the offensive side. Then you got Brian, Rafa, A2, Pete Velez. It's a very solid, very good DD team.
I just think they're a very good middle of the road team. They're not an upper echelon to me.
Okay. Why?
I agree with that.
What do you think their pitfall is going to be?
Bro, I mean, listen, like Piggy said, not to say that Andy, in my opinion, is better than Kevin, who's I don't know, I don't think that's my opinion. But in terms of DD and Andy's ability to throw and being a little bit more proven
I
in the
think the
throwing,
team gets better.
I think that team does improve there. But I just think you have not a lot of rookies because essentially, but you have Andy being a rookie to a season and rotations. And you have Rafa. I'm just not crazy about the team. I just think they're a playoff team. They're a top 6 team, but they're like a 6, 7. They're fighting.
They're gonna be fun.
Yo,
Yeah,
Pedro, can I ask you a
I think they're
question,
fun.
dog? Did my cat? Are you allergic to cats?
I guess I am, bro. That cat has my left eye on fire.
Dog, like I should like text my wife to get you like something to take there, dude. Like I feel like that eye's gonna shut before the
Little
show's over.
Benny.
Yeah, little Benny. Oh, don't
Yeah.
worry. When you come here to the man cave, I'll take care of that, bro. We'll be fine. We'll be fine.
So wait, so was it Beaky or was it you, Angel, that you said the Patriots are your sleeper team?
I liked. Look, there's 2 teams that I like as sleeper teams, and the other one you guys are gonna tell me it's biased because I have like an ongoing love affair with him, but I don't see it where people are doubting the Colts that much and saying that the Colts are.
Oh my God,
that they're
yeah.
trash.
Honestly, yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I don't think they're
like-
a sleeper team
I-
because it's David.
well, everyone's saying they're boofy. Everyone's saying that they're
No,
boofy.
they're not goofy.
It's David.
Who's everyone?
You put
People
David
get
at safety,
bored.
David at safety, Freddie on one side, Danny on the other one, Alfarito rushing. Yusuzo covers the like. I don't understand what is there to talk
Yeah.
about. That's a good team.
No, they
I
have a
think it's
legit team.
deeper.
It's just he always
Yeah.
flies under the radar every time.
Exactly.
I forgot.
Totally.
I forgot. He's
And
better
then,
than the
and
three
then his
teams I
worst
just
player is Kevin G, which I think he played with him last season. So there's already a rapport there. He knows what he's
No,
going to give.
That's not the same Kevin.
He didn't play with that Kevin.
Mhm.
All
He
right.
was on the field. But look, a
This
sleeper
guy's
team-
better.
Yeah, he's better. The sleeper team for me, bro, is the 49ers.
Yeah, Derek, and he has his son, Darren. Yes.
That offense has a chance to be very, very lethal. With Derek throwing to Jeffrey, his son Darren, who he obviously, he's a great route runner, has great chemistry with. Ham, and then Harold and Kenny are not the worst tier 6s.
Yeah, by far.
Yes, I agree. They're a short team, but so were the Dolphins when they won. Their tallest player was who? Boo. Like Boo's not making a difference like that.
Well,
You know?
no. I'm the tallest. I think we have to do a standoff. It's either between me or Yandri as the tallest
Oh,
player from the Cardinals.
Yandri's taller than you. Yandri's taller than you.
He's taller than me.
But regardless,
He
I'm, I think
no,
that
Yandri
team,
definitely has better hair than me. The guy's a walking
Yeah.
hawk.
Yeah, that's Mr. C, your girl.
No, 100%. No, he's not invited to my house. Guy's
I don't
beautiful.
let my girl go to the park because of Yandri.
No, he's beautiful. No, because Yandri takes off his shirt. Can't do that.
Yeah.
Soy panzón. It is what it is. All right. So those are our sleeper team picks. And Yandri as Mr. Aesthetic. Now, for those that don't know, those are new to Done Deal, or for those captains that were too dumb to do their own recruiting or self-research or analyze what the stockpile of players that we have. From the rookies, from the new players that are coming in, names that maybe only played a week or two last season or whatever, who are the people to look at this season, in your opinions?
I want to see Freddie Bobs.
Freddie Bobs?
yeah, there's a lot of questions around him.
That's a player to look at. Who do you think is going to be a player that's going to impress? That
I
you know
think-
it's going to impress. That you know it's going to impress because you've seen him play before. He's under the radar. No one knows that name. Freddie Bobs is one that comes up because obviously when we're looking at to do the mock drafts or
I've
what.
never seen him play though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know who he is. But let's keep. I got you.
I like JJ, John Vasquez, the tier 5 for the Lions. I've seen him play enough, refereeing and stuff in red zone. The kid can move. If he would have been a tier 4, I probably would not have put him in the list. But the fact that he fell to the middle of tier 5, like that's a huge, huge steal, in my opinion.
Okay. So we got Freddie Bobs. We got what? Yeah, Freddie Bobs. I don't want to mispronounce his name. And then
What about the other Freddie? What about the other Freddie?
well,
the
the
leading
other,
him up?
the other
What
Freddie got
about
picked
David
56. He was
Dual threat, played flag his whole life. This is gonna be slow motion to him. It should be.
and he's coming in with David, the best scenario possible.
And he's got zero pressure. All he has to do is get handoffs or give one, make an easy read or throw or run on a guy that's never played.
And we
flag
go
before.
back to the Colts. You're going to be throwing to Alfarito and Danny Gonzalez. Danny Gonzalez bursted onto the scene last season. Most catches, most reception touchdowns. And again, people slept on him. He fell back into the draft, and you allow David to be able to pick that guy. How is David able to get Alfarito and Danny G on the same team?
I think Alfarito's not a newcomer, but I think Alfarito is gonna surprise a lot of people because I feel like he's been hurt for a while.
Yeah. Okay.
People have forgotten.
They forgot what he could do.
Yeah, but he's not new though.
All right.
How about Luis Valdez? Who's that cat? I heard he's pretty good. I wanted to draft him, and he got jacked, so I went. But everybody was talking about him. Apparently, he ripped up everybody in the scrimmages. But
And
how
what about
deep he is, I
what
don't
about in the
know.
scrimmages? Because it's been known that I'm holding out. I'm doing the whole Roger Clemens, Houston Astros. I come into training camp when I want to, so I'm not really training with the Cardinals. How are the scrimmages going? Anybody has stand out?
Bro, time out. I can't. I gotta go wash my face, bro. I can't stop touching my.
Gotta go. All right, so moving on, we're gonna move on to the Done Duel lineup. And as a special request from upper management, we are going to participate in promoting the Done Duel lineup, and we're going to give you our free insight into what should have been your ticket. So starting off, and I want to give the first person that we pick as our QB, and we're going to go, and we feel this is great value, and you'll see at the end when we put this all together. We're going to select Tronky at $24 as our official Done Deal Live quarterback selection. Pedro, you want to elaborate?
So again, Done Duel is for all you rookies. Is super fun, super entertaining. You just got to be on top of it. So like a lot of people, I don't know if they know, if they haven't known. I don't think this is breaking news because again, if you're a captain, you should be doing your homework. The Buccaneers are going 5 hard week 1. So Tronky's never going to go out of the field. As a quarterback, it doesn't really matter much, but that just means he's going to be on the field the whole time. And that's a team that needs to score 4. They're not going to win games 3-2 or 2-1. They need to score 4. and he's the best quarterback on the board that wasn't a captain. And he has his number one go-to receiver and his boy that usually plays with him in Lulu. You know, so I think that automatically makes him the number one connection in the league. And that's just, again, value-wise, of course, you can go with Beaky, you can go with Eddie, you can go with David, you can go with John, but for bang for your buck,
Too cheap. Donkeys. Yep.
exactly, bang for your buck, I don't see Donkey ever dropping past maybe a top 5, 6, or like $30. I don't see him dropping ever after that.
And the whole thing with Dundul, you got $140. So you got to be able to spread your money out throughout all the tiers, and you got to find the value in terms of, you know, your replacement, as you get this guy for this value, but then in the next tier, then you're stuck sort of in this area where you don't want to be in. You guys will understand when we're done with this why we went Tronky first at 24, but I don't think we're going to see Tronky at this price. I think he's going to be higher than 24 going on from here on out. I don't think we'll find him at 24 or less for the rest of the season. And obviously, Perra alluded to it. Tier 1, we're going to go with Lulu, $38. We know it's expensive. Sort of the reason why we downgraded in terms of money-wise on the quarterback, because Lulu is going to 5 hard. That man has an endless motor, infinite, like reserves endless. He's going to be 5 hard. He's going to get everything. We got confirmed. This show has been able to confirm that Lulu will be playing as center. So the viability of him taking handoffs, minimal. This man is going to be catching all the catches, and him and Tronky, they're synonymous. They have a symbiotic relationship. When one heart beats, both beats, sort of like a hive mind mentality. Those that watch Stranger Things, they're all references you guys can understand. So $38, Lulu's the guy. He's going to get the bang for your buck. And now this is where things start to get weird. All right. Tier 2, we're going to go with Enzo at $2.
Yep.
Why? Why would we go with Enzo? Why would
Why
you
is he
put
$2?
Enzo? Why would you put Enzo at $2 when you know that he does everything right? Like, it's free money, gentlemen. Just get Enzo, put $2. Yes, you might have a better player than Enzo, but within the rules of this game, we got Enzo and Lulu, and we'll rock it. So we're moving on to tier 3, and there's good value here. $12, Jose Rivas out of the Cardinals.
Yep.
One of their best players is not playing game 3, so they're going to go 5 hard. Rivas is going to be a utilized player in Chiqui's prolific offense. So I expect Rivas to be getting like catches galore. He's going to have favorable matchups, flag pulls galore. He likes to rush sometimes. Not going to give you too much of the Cardinals playbook, but Rivas is the man to go in the tier 3 for the $12 range. Moving on. And another guy that gets disrespected with the $2. X-Raider of mine, friend, Chris Zuzo. $2, man. It's simple dimple. Man doesn't miss a flag, doesn't drop a ball, and he produces. And on a team that's going to need him to contribute, especially against, he's the one who's going to present those matchup disasters against teams that have really unathletic, overweight, lower
and
teams.
And listen, you got to take everything into account. You got to take schedule, you got to take time of the day they're playing, and you got to look at their schedule, because you got to look at the other team. Are they going to be 5 hard? Who's potentially going to be covering him? And not only is it, you know, the bang for your buck and getting him at $2, he's somebody else that I don't anticipate him passing the middle of tier 4 ever again the rest of the season. But it's just the values there. And then, like we said, you're gonna take big swings, you know, in other tiers, and the tiers where you can afford to scale back somewhat, you got to be able to do that, you know. So getting Enzo as, he's a tier 2, but again, the rest of the team, he's a tier 2, but he's essentially that team's tier 4, and he has a top 2 quarterback. So is it really worth $2? No, he would be $40 in tier 3 or $40 in tier 4. So it's a mismatch where you got to take that value there.
And I think he might have the most points on this roster at the end of it all.
Yep. Very easily.
And now, we selected at tier 5 and tier 6. And then this is sort of where, if you guys are keeping track at home, there's a lot of money on the table. And then this is where you want to maximize your selection. You want to be able to get the best out of the worst so you could get the most points possible. And that's where DD Live decided to go. And in tier 5, every single week, Arnold
You won't be
Boo.
lower than top 5 going forward.
Arnold Boo is the man to pick. As
The
long
PPR machine.
as Ant Hernandez's heart is beating, and that man is his captain. Arnold Boo first down, Arnold Boo second down, Arnold Boo third down, goal line, Arnold Boo again. I'm telling you, the man is going to be a PPR machine. His height, he's athletic, and he's getting paired up against guys that have no business blocking him. So I really do feel that Boo here at $26 is still too low. I don't think we'll see Boo again at this price. I think we'll see him in the $30 range and higher. And then last but not least, tier 6, Surge. Joanne's tier 6, and we know
a newcomer, a rookie. I would definitely say that as a athletic wise, he's definitely not a tier 6. So, and then, Joanne does have a history of using his mismatches, and, so I think that's definitely going to be the mismatch, and like we said before, you got to look at the schedule. You got to look at the matchups. The Eagles this week, they play, I'm going to tell you right now, they play the Packers. The Packers tier 6 is Urbane. Urbane can run with Sergio. Then you have the Buccaneers. So the Buccaneers, yeah, they don't have their tier 6. So you might say, okay, maybe he doesn't touch the field that much. But
no, the Buccaneers
probably going to be taking.
Oh yeah, because they're playing 5 hard.
Yeah, George Ramos is not here, but he's probably, knowing Joan, he's probably going to be taking turns going at Tronchi with Sergio, with Suazo. He's going to be taking turns. So there's a mismatch I like as well. And then in tier 6 against the Raiders, who's the Raiders tier 6? I think they have 2 tier 6.
Raiders is it's Manu and Alex Gonzalez.
Manu and Alex. Arguably speaking, the tier 6 there is Alex, not Manu. So again, you're gonna abuse that mismatch, knowing who, Joanne, and he knows how DD works. He's gonna abuse Sergio. He's gonna use Sergio on Alex and even on Manu, just because Manu's a great athlete, but Sergio's just that much bigger than him.
No, not just that, but just you get a catch. That's the point.
Exactly.
So you're gonna, like, Joanne knows he's commissioned this league. He owns this league. He knows the rules of this league, and he understands he's won in this league. So he knows how to manipulate the system into his favor. That's why he's a quarterback. That's why he's captaining his team. And that's why given the relationships that the captains have with these players or how they use their players is why we stacked so big on Tronchi, Lulu, and Boo and Surge. So that is your done duel lineup for DD Live. We have Tronchi, Lulu, Enzo, Rivas, Crizzy, Boo, and Surge. And we left no change on the table. We use exactly $140, and we expect to collect our winnings. So, gentlemen, that is our done duel lineup. And moving on to games of the week. And for the slate that we have for this week, the first game up is 49ers and Giants. Derek versus Chris D. Beaky, what do you got? Give me a score.
I got Chris D. I got Chris D winning 4-2. I think it's the first game that the Niners are going to be able to play. I know they got the dad and son combo and everything, but again, the IQ is very low. It's going to be a rude awakening. They're playing a team that, I'm telling you, I've gone pound to pound with whatever the analogy is. I've gone toe to toe with Chris before, and it's tough, man. Like, he knows how to play. He knows how to manipulate the game.
Yeah,
he knows when
especially
to
going
bully
into the
versus
first
not.
game of the season.
Dude, he's got Forrest again. Like, he has, he's got Luis Fernandez. He's got a good team again. And this time around, he's not playing quarterback, which I think is the best for everything. Tommy is not going to run anything. It's hard enough for him to do a 3-step drop. He's a quarterback, a bona fide quarterback, and he's gonna, and I think it's gonna show. I think the IQ Giants 4-2, easy, walk in the park.
Perra?
I mean, I agree. I definitely first game of the season, 8 o'clock. The only thing I'm holding, the only thing I would say, the only edge the Niners have is punctuality. Because we know Chris D is known to be
Yep.
late. Forrest
Yep.
Bliss score. I don't know. So that's the only other thing that I can see. Maybe the 49ers getting up ahead, getting off to a big lead, and them winning 4-3 or maybe even 4-2 because of that. But if I have to, which I'm gonna put money on this game, I'm gonna put it on the Giants.
And for you guys to know, I'm going to be keeping track of these records for our games of the week and how we select them so we could have some bragging rights towards the end of the season. I'm going to go 49ers Giants. I completely disagree with everything you guys say. I love Luis Fernandez. I love Forrest. And I love Chris D. I don't know how healthy Tommy G is. I know that's a good team, but it's just the way that you could use Darren, you could use Ham. I like the way that that Harold will be able to play against the lower tiers, against the Giants. And Derek is a tryhard, bro. Derek is a tryhard, and Darren's a tryhard as well. And I'm going Niners, 4-2 Niners. Actually, I don't even think it's gonna be close. I think it'll be 4-2 Niners. Moving on. Lions, Chargers.
Sports Mania rivalry.
Yeah, is this like a mentor versus mentee thing? Is this like
AJ,
Obi-Wan
Eddie,
and Anakin?
I got Chargers in a blowout, 4-2.
Oh, see, that's the thing. It's tough
wow.
because I think the Lions are the better team, but I'm gonna have to go with Chargers.
I go Chargers. I go Chargers 4-2. Biggie?
I'm gonna go Chargers too, and I'll tell you why. It's the rush. I think the rush is gonna dictate the game. I think the team with the better rusher is the Chargers with little Pablito. And that makes your defense not to have to play so great when you have a really good rusher. You pair it with a good safety, smart safety that's going to have everything in play. I don't think the Chargers should have a problem. I'm going to go with Chargers. I'm going to go with Chargers 4-2.
Yep, I have Chargers 4-2 as well. And moving on. Patriots, Vikings. Perra, what do you think?
This is easy for me. I think it's Patriots blowout 4-1.
Yeah. I have Patriots 4-2. Beaky?
Let me see here.
I see Gary being able to match up with Gary, and then worst case have Andy kind of give shade over the top, and FaZe can more than hold his own. Rafa's a good rusher. And then
I can already see what's gonna happen in this game, vividly. Like my eyes want to roll back right now, and like I want to do the whole Rain Man thing. Like Andy, they better not miss the flag one time.
Yeah, they're not gonna stop them. I'm Andy. I give myself.
All right, look.
There's no one that's gonna catch him on that team.
Who do you rush with Andy? Who do you rush at Andy? Don't say Simply. Don't say Jack. Don't say David. Don't say Gary, because Gary has to play in the back. And don't say Willie. That leaves you with Norman. Like, they're in for a very rude awakening. The only guy that could beat him in that game is himself, Andy, I'm speaking of. And even then, I think it comes down to Andy, because, bro, Andy doesn't have a lot of weapons to throw to. But I think at the end of the day, if they really go into panic mode and I'm Andy, I put Peter at quarterback and I could give me the ball every single play.
Yeah.
I'm going 4-0.
4-0.
Nah, 4-1. 4-1. 4-1. 4-1. 4-1 is winning. 4-1.
That's big. Yeah, 4-0 is big, man. Wow.
Whoa. Sorry, my bad.
You came in hard
you
there on the
4-1
first
to
DD
Gary.
Live episode.
Sorry.
It's like, wow.
Sorry.
Take it with ease. All right, last
My
game
bad.
on the
4-1.
slate for the games of the week: Packers and Niners. Niners, they're a hot commodity. That second game of the week. Packers, Niners. I think the Niners' luck run out. I think Packers win this one. I really like Jordan tryhard, Justin G tryhard. Raymond has that familiarity with Jordan. I just think that overall, top to bottom,
I think this has a chance to be.
You know who the Niners are?
I think it's a 3-2 Packers win.
Cowboys of last season.
Yeah.
The Niners are the Cowboys of last season. They're going to have a great record.
No, I think
They're
you
gonna
mean
be
the Cowboys from
fraudulent.
2 seasons ago.
No, from last season with Peter Delgado, that everybody was like, "Oh my God, this team is great, 10-1. Oh my God!" And I was saying fraud all
DD
season
Live
long.
was saying fraud too.
I think this
In
is
this
a
match,
team that's
I
gonna
like
look good
the
on
Packers.
paper, and pressure's gonna bust the pipe. But I'm going Packers here. Who'd you guys go with? Did you guys think Niners?
I went
I went
Packers
that.
3-2.
Yeah, Packers 3-2. Ugly game. Ugly game.
Yeah, it's gonna be an ugly slugfest, baseball almost looking game. But bro, Jordan's just one of those great minds in DD. I'm a huge fan of Jordan, like huge, humongous fan of Jordan.
Yeah,
I think Justin,
I
that
enjoyed
guy,
my
better
season
not miss
better.
a flight.
Yep.
I was terrified to get Justin because God forbid anything happens and there's a delay of a flight or the uncontrollables. Everybody shows up. Raymet's a sleeper of a pick. I think it's 4-1 Packers.
Okay. I have 3-2 Packers. Better has Packers. So that's pretty much the consensus for the games of the week. The only thing that we did not all agree on was the Niners
that
and
first
Giants, where
game,
you guys think
Niners.
the Giants win, and I picked the 49ers, because if not, then whoever picked these games of the week were too predictable then. So that's pretty much the games of the week from that end for us, gentlemen. And moving on to our final segment, bold predictions. So this is where each and every one of us say something extremely bold that we think is going to happen in week 1.
So we're going, okay, so weekly bold prediction.
Yeah, we're going to go a weekly bold prediction so we could revisit back on this next week. Give me something.
So my bold prediction is that the Seahawks go 3-0.
I sponsored those guys for a reason. I really think that's another
don't know
team
if-
very
I don't
slept
know
on.
if that's
We barely
bold.
talked to them about them on
Who
the
are
show.
they? Let's look them up. Let me see.
That's
Mark,
Petey's team.
PD,
PD, Mark,
Brian Gonzalez,
which is another guy that they got
Bobby.
Mark at $10 on the Done Duel lineup. Like that's
Yeah.
another guy that we could have gone with at tier 2.
That's Mark, PD, Brian Gonzalez, Robbie, Pepito, and I forgot who the tier 6 is.
It's a very well-rounded squad. Wow, that's a tongue twister.
Then don't they have Nico Q? I think it's Nico Q, the tier 6. Yeah, it's Mark, PD, Brian Gonzalez, Robbie, Pepito, and Nico Quiroga. So
I got tremendo bold prediction.
let's hear it.
I got Bengals going 2-1.
Bengals 2-1.
That means that they gotta beat. That means that they gotta beat the Ravens. Out of these 3 teams, they play the Ravens. Right? They play the Seahawks.
And then they
And they play the Falcons.
I could see them beating.
I think they're gonna
Falcons. The
upset one
Seahawks
of
is
those
a tough
teams.
set. Yeah, it's a toss-up.
I think they're gonna upset one of those 2 teams in the brothers, the Patterson brothers, and I think they're gonna beat the Falcons. I think Peña's gonna show Al that he is his own person and he's not like an Al double.
Because that's the narrative at the moment.
That's bold right there.
Pretty bold, right? You asked for a bold prediction? If I'm wrong, that shit bold. Doesn't matter.
Angel, what you got?
Um,
And remember, we're at least I pick a team, Biggie pick a team. It doesn't have to be a team. It can be someone just shows out, you know.
yeah, just someone that
Yeah, it could be
shows out.
Or someone shits the bed.
Dude, Manu's a tier 6.
I mean, Izzy, he was the first pick in tier 6, so it's kind of, kind of a walk.
He's gonna be covered by tier 6s.
I really, man,
Joan with 3 interceptions.
Just go ahead and
Catching.
say, it. Angel start of the week only playing 2 games. Go ahead and say it, bro.
no. Well, no. It's like me start of the week and only play 2 games.
Joan leading in interceptions. Because
No,
everyone's gonna try him.
I'm
and
not
he's
even.
gonna
I'm
be
not even gonna do
better.
that.
I know, but it's
My
bold.
3. Listen, my 3-0 the week. The team that I think that could do the 3-0, that they could do the boogie, are going to be the Colts. Colts play the Patriots, Cardinals, and Cowboys. I think those are 3 teams that they match up very well, and I think those are 3 teams that they
I
can
think
get 3 dubs.
I think those are three very easable, winnable games for the Colts. So I wouldn't say that was bold. I was a little weak.
A little weak.
Let me tell you something, bro. Andy with the Patriots can make some
No,
noise against the
that was
Colts
one of my
defense.
sleeper teams. That's one of my sleeper teams. I'm just not picking Andy to go undefeated. And it just
Right.
more of a testament to what I think of how balanced the Colts are. And I gravitated towards the Colts because of how much trash everyone's been saying that their team is that horrific. Other
Fair,
than that,
fair.
you know what? I'm gonna go bold prediction here. I'm gonna say, I'm gonna the guy's a try hard, bro. Peña's gonna have more touchdowns than Lulu.
Oof.
What are we saying? 10 touchdowns?
That's
Peña-
hard because, bro, Lulu has the best quarterback throwing to him,
I
and
know.
Peña has not the best quarterback throwing to him.
I know, but Peña's an animal, dog.
Okay, but what are you saying?
Oh,
You're
I
saying
know.
Total touchdowns, total touchdowns. Because he could
But
actually
give me a
throw,
number.
he could
Give me
throw,
a
he could
number.
catch, he could run, and he's gonna have more touchdowns than Lulu. Lulu could only catch or run him.
So give me a number.
So he'll have more points in Dundee at the end of the week in Tier 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's easy.
Come-
It already has like a scoring system done. Like
Okay.
he has more points.
Yeah, overall, but we're gonna count his actual touchdown passes for both players. Like I'm not gonna go by the Dundee rules. I'm gonna say Peña has more points than
All
Peña has
because
more points than
Brandon
Lulu.
could throw and
Right.
so can Lulu. All right,
Because
cool. That's a good
Peña's
one.
gonna be able to throw. He's gonna throw. He's gonna get those tutties in there. That's what I'm saying. Overall touchdowns, I think he's gonna have more touchdowns than Lulu this week, and he's gonna need to because in order for them,
Yep, 100%.
he's gonna need to. He's really gonna put the haters to sleep because it's always his motor. His first drive in DD, like Mikey was cussing his ears out because he wanted to sub out. But I just feel like we're looking at the evolution of Brandon Peña. I think we see something else from him now.
And he wants his own personality now
Of
that he played with
course.
ESS. He wants to show everybody he's the man.
Right. No, and that he's worthy of being a captain because everyone's saying that he doesn't deserve to be a captain. A lot of people they felt disenfranchised and not wanting to participate in this done deal season because of lack of talent at the captain position. And one of those names that were alluded to was Brandon. He's taking that very seriously and he's locked in, man. He's locked in.
Wow.
And he's in form. So that's my bold prediction. Good enough for you guys?
Yep. That's
Yeah,
better.
Well, guys, we like to
I think you were the boldest.
Piki, we'd like to thank you for joining us. Perra, we'd like to thank you for, even though you might become a meme after this show with your eye, for actually toughing it out, even though my cat tried to assassinate you. For all those that would like to share content, videos, anything, make sure to let us know. Anything that you guys want to get on the show, say something about the show, any feedback, all ears. We're here for you. We're the show of the people. And as always, guys, have fun. Welcome to season 16. And as always, we'll be here, be watching, and keeping you in the loop. That's all for today. Peace.